Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over the CURT Premium 4-bike rack here on our 2019 Subaru Outback. So this is going to be a great option for you and the family because it allows us to carry up to 4 bikes. And furthermore, you can kind of notice how our arms sort of taper in at the end here. And the reason for that is a lot of kids' bikes don't quite have the frame length that some of the adults' bikes have, like you can see here. Therefore, we're not always able to fit them on the cradles because they're just spaced too far apart, which is why we have a much narrower spread here that's going to work great with both adult bikes as well as the kids' bikes with the shorter frame. So there's 2 main types of bike racks out there. We have the platform style and the hanging style, which is what we see here. Now, the hanging style are a great option for some of your lighter bikes, such as the road bikes that we have here. And I really like these because they're more cost-effective options than the platform style. They're also much lighter, so they're easier to get on and off the vehicle. So with this rack here, we're gonna have 3 points of contact. We have 2 on the top tube here, and then we have 1 down here on the side to our seat post. Now, what this does is, normally almost all the hanging style bike racks have these top 2 ones, but only some of them have this one down here, which is known as an anti-sway strap. Now basically what this does is it's going to prevent movement of your bikes back and forth so they're not banging into one another or hitting your vehicle. And once we've arrived at the trails, we're ready to remove our bike. It's very easy to do so. We're going to start by simply just pulling out on these rubber straps here, and that'll release them from the keepers. So I would like just to point out that these rubber straps are very durable, and there's several different slots here which can accommodate all different types of bike frame sizes. We just go ahead and pull them out, very easy. And once we get all 3 straps removed, just sort of put them to the side there. Then we can lift up and over on our bike rack, or our bike, to remove it from the rack. So a couple measurements for you guys here. Number 1, I just like to give the overall length of the bike rack while it's attached to our vehicle, just so we know how much length we're adding. So if we measure from the back point of the hatch there to the outside edge of the arm, we're looking at about 42 inches. And then what we can do next is we can show you the stowable design here of this rack, which means we can actually fold these arms down for a nice compact storage where we're not using our bikes, but we still have the bike on the vehicle, or we still have the rack on the vehicle, or if we're just looking for a more compact way to store in our garage. Now if we go ahead and measure the length here with the arms folded down, from the back hatch we get about 15 inches or so. And this is kind of important if you guys park in a garage or you have a tight parking space. You don't want to necessarily have to remove the rack each time you pull in. So as long as you account for those extra inches there, you can determine whether it's going to fit or not with the rack still attached. So if you guys do plan on leaving the rack on the vehicle, even when you're not using it, we can actually fold this down in a way so we still have access into our hatch. We need to pull up this pin here on the back side for starters. Then we're going to pull out this pin here. And now you can see we can just tilt it away. There's plenty of clearance here. We don't have to worry about any interference. And now we can get items in and out of the hatch as needed. Close it when we're done. It's very simple to re-secure the rack here. Just pull that pin up until it locks into place. And now we'll reinsert our pin and clip here as well. So in regards to the weight capacity of our rack here, it's going to be 180 pounds total between our 4 bikes. I do, however, recommend that we have our heavier bikes closest to the vehicle. So if we take a look at the hitch here and how our bike rack attaches, you're going to see this bike rack here uses a bolt instead of a pin. Now what that bolt does is it actually draws the receiver tube tight up against the shank there, allowing for a much tighter connection. We're not going to have all that movement with our bikes bouncing around as well as the rack. If we go ahead and just take a hold of the shank of the bike rack here, give it a shake, side to side, back and forth, you can see there's absolutely no movement at all. So in summary, this is going to be a great cost-effective bike rack option for you and the family. There's not that huge initial investment, but we still get some of the premium features of some of the other bike racks, such as the Anti-Rattle hitch pin.
This is our test course. Let's start with the Slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway.
And that's going to do it today for our look at the CURT Premium 4 bike rack here on our 2019 Subaru Outback.